Hi, today is October 4th. I'm at home right now, and before I start today, I just wanted to give you an update on the work situation. The work situation, a couple weeks ago I told you about how, the lights were turned off in the shredding room and there was no music or anything, and I was scared to death and almost made to shred all morning. Well, it's actually been getting a lot better since then, actually. It's been much better. I think it was last week I told you this, last Sunday or Saturday, I think. Actually it was a week before. But anyway, it's a lot better now. Actually, it's much better now. I have not had this problem since. And I'm not making these vlogs to complain. I just want you to see, from my point of view, what happens sometimes. And yeah. I will do one with me singing here in the coming weeks. I'm so sorry that I haven't done any with singing in them. And yeah, I wanted to learn this song that I like, one of the songs I like called Stay. Because someone gave me the idea to do that song today, and it really is making me want to learn it now. And the other thing is that the school is actually doing a lot better. I have not had very many problems within the past couple of weeks. It's actually been going really well. Today I wanted to talk about being blind. Now, besides having autism, which is obvious in these vlogs, I am also blind. For me as a blind person, I have adaptations that make everything, easier for me to do. And it helps when I have things in like Braille, or when I have things, like speech or whatnot. But one thing that does help me is when things are adapted a little bit, to make them easier for me to do. Because being a person with multiple disabilities, that's pretty important, to make sure that I can do these kind of things that I need to do. Sorry, I'm having my Coke from McDonald's. Anyway. Another thing is, I use a cane, and the kind of watch I use is a talking watch. And if anyone knows what I can do about a talking watch, please let me know. I know Mom's looking for one, but I'm just trying to help so it's easier on her when she helps me look for one, because I need one for school, like, really bad. Even though I have one, the speaker is literally popping out of it, because it's dented to the point where it's like bent, and it's about to, it's on its last legs, and the speaker is about to pop out of it. The casing is about to pop out of my watch completely. So, yeah, my mom's gonna help me look for a new watch. But if anyone has any suggestions, that would be nice. Anyways, I can use regular visual equipment And that's rare for blind people, because normally they can't use visual equipment like I can. They have to use specialized equipment and all that stuff. I do use specialized equipment, but that's only for school usually. I only use specialized equipment when I have to. I do use regular visual equipment for things like my music and that kind of stuff. But what happened is it's adapted, like either it's put in Braille or there's a speech program on it. My mom never treated me like I was blind, or my sister. My sister, me and her both have autism, and we're both blind. And she was able to drive a go-kart when we used to live on a farm. She would drive the go-kart by herself. Like, she'd hear, when the trees, like when the barn was coming up, she would step on the gas and she would floor that thing. I mean, she had friends so scared because she was on 2 wheels and she was like turning, or as we call it, whipping shitties. Whipping a shitty, which is being on 2 wheels. And oh my god. And she's like, wee-haw, and she just gets really excited when she just loves it. And our friends, they got so scared they didn't really want to ride with her. She loves fast things like motorcycles and go-karts and things like that. Me, the only fast rides I like are the rides at the Mall of America, or roller coasters or things like that. Or I'm not a huge fan of water rides though. Water rides are not my. I like rides like roller coasters. I'm not a huge water ride fanatic. But I will ride on water rides as long as they stay pretty gentle and as long as I don't fall in the water. But still, I like more the land rides, like roller coaster. The only things I like when it comes to water stuff is like pontoon rides, or pontoon rides, tubing, boat rides, that kind of thing. But if it's water rides at a fair or something, then I can't really. I don't like water slides either at water parks and things like that. That's why water parks are usually a horrible place for me to go. Well, not horrible, but they aren't the best place because of there's so many water slides and that kind of thing, and there's not much for someone like me to do in a water park. Although I like water parks, it's just I don't like the water slides. I only like to swim usually at those water parks unless they have something else to do. But yeah, being a blind person is tough. I mean, it's tough to even find apps that'll work for someone who's both blind and autistic. And this is a message I'm going to give to Android. You need to make more apps for people who are multiply disabled, or who are blind and autistic, or who have autism or visually impaired. And you guys need to have more speech programs, voices available for speech programs. You guys need to have that more available for Android and Samsung and all that stuff. And I'm sorry, but that's what I have to say, because And what I mean is free options, not the ones where you have to pay $50 for them. You need more free options for speech engines. I cannot stress that enough. Because I don't like that there's not very many options, and half the options are not very good quality, and they're substandard, and they just don't, work for someone who is both blind and autistic. I mean, the speech programs do, but some of your other apps don't. And when you got someone that's both blind and autistic, you need to really, really, really pay attention to that, because I'm sorry because we need more options for us for things like our games and our communication. Well, I was trying to look for a communication app to type, that you can type with. And the reason I'm looking for a communication app is if I do end up getting like laryngitis or something and I do lose my voice, I'm going to want to use my tablet or whatever for communication, or my braille says for communication, to tell people what I need. Since I'm not able to take care of myself, it makes things 5 times harder. Like, if they ask me, what do you want for lunch? I can't tell them if I lose my voice. So, I need to have something like that. If I don't have my braille says, I need to at least have an app for communication that'll work. And that'll be easy for me to use as a blind person, as well as an autistic person. And that's the message I'm trying to get out to you, Android, is that we need more blind and autistic-friendly apps for, like, communication and, speech, that kind of thing. And for text-to-speech and games and that kind of thing. I'm sorry. I've seen apps on the iPad. Well, I've heard of apps on the iPad. And there's an iPad app that one of my students that I had to teach music used for communication. And I got him to do that this last week. And it's a very good app. And I do really want to get that app, because it sounds like it's a very good app. So, I'm going to stop here because someone wants to get in here.